What's that? It's a bird. It's a plane. Oh, wait. It's just a bunch of weirdos in bondage with rainbow flags trying to talk to your kids again. Well, that can only mean one thing. It's Pride Month, once again, and I'm sure it promises to be nothing short of pay-per-view worthy clashes in the streets and what some would argue to be indictable offenses towards children in the bars and clubs. How's it going, everybody, and welcome to the Liberty Bowl. Well, after the huge success of the Bud Light boycott, it would seem the crosshairs have now been aimed directly at Target. Yeah, who would have thought that the side that actually works for a living would be so effective with boycotts? So videos have been surfacing showing some Pride Month items on sale at the retailer with not so pride-friendly target consumer. So clearly in fear of becoming the next Bud Light, Target has begun removing said items from its shelves. We're going to go ahead and check out some of this left-wing copium here and just watch them try and downplay the severity of what's actually going on here, which is actually a full-on conservative uprising. All right? But as always, before we get into that, let's get into this. All right, here we go.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to foot.
We're losing our democracy!
More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch.
Wake up!
Before we get into that, let's get into this. All right, so let's check out some of this far left copium from the far left news rag that is the Huffington Post. So, Target removed some LGBTQ merchandise from stores ahead of June Pride Month. The retailer is making changes to its LGBTQ merchandise nationwide after an intense backlash from some customers, including violent confrontations with its workers. Target is moving certain items from its store and making other changes to its LGBTQ merchandise nationwide ahead of Pride Month after an intense backlash from some customers, including violent confrontations with its workers. All right, so let's keep in mind this is a left-wing news rag, and at the same time it's also a left-wing company. I think that what are they based out of fucking Minneapolis? The head of the fucking Summer of Love riots and shit like that, right? So this is basically some left-wing copium, and what they mean by violent confrontations is more than likely just these sort of TikTok videos and these basically what looks like moms going into a Target and basically pointing out the fact that these items are in children's section. These are in the kids section. It's not necessarily in just a specific, pride section. It's in children's section, and the fact that they're in children's sizes. These are in children's sizes. They say things like tuck friendly, design, things like that. That's what the problem is. The fact that they're targeting children, right? Target is targeting children for their LGBTQ, promotions and stuff like that. That's what the real issue is. But at the same time, they're going to try and say that the fact that, it's violence if you don't agree with everything that they do, or if you don't affirm every bit of their mental illness, or if you don't play along with whatever the fuck their whatever the latest craze is this month. In that case, that's violence, and you're just a bigoted, violent, right-wing extremist then, right? So, quote, since introducing this year's collection, we've experienced threats impacting our team members' sense of safety and well-being while at work. Yeah, so their sense of safety and well-being while at work, by sense of safety and well-being, you mean sense of safety and well-being within their job, just in job security in general. Because, I mean, I don't know where you guys are at, but where I'm at over here in Arizona, there's not too many, Targets. It's not, a common thing. We got like Walmarts and, shit like that out here, right? That's kind of our thing. We don't really got too many Targets. We do have Targets, but they're, far and few between. So they don't really look like they're that big of a company that, they're definitely not, on the Anheuser-Busch level. I'd assume that, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I haven't checked any numbers, anything like that. Like I said, I'm just making assumptions here. So don't quote me on none of this, but I would assume that they're trying to avoid getting the same sort of backlash that, it's the same economic backlash that, Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch has been receiving as of late, right? So at the same time, they're going to soft roll out a sort of apology and stuff like that, like this, by removing some, of these items from their stores, which I'm assuming is going to be the specific items that are targeted towards kids, right? and they're going to kind of soft, apologize, I guess, something similar to what they're doing here, in order to appease the ESG score investors and stuff like that, the Vanguards and the BlackRocks and all those type of people, right? So, given these volatile circumstances, we are making adjustments to our plans, including removing items that have been at the center of the most significant controversial behavior. So the center of the most significant controversial behavior. So by that, I'm assuming they mean the specific, LGBTQ stuff for children, that's targeted at children, right? Which I'm assuming they have been paying attention to the confrontation and stuff like that, and they know that we're not against, the LGBTQ community. We're not, we don't care. You guys do whatever the hell you want. We're just saying that stay away from children. That's it. And at the same time, when it comes to, parents, making decisions for their children that are going to, change their lives forever, or that could have any, sort of mentally scarring effects on them, like, taking them to see grown men in, I don't know, full on lingerie and fucking, bondage suits and stuff like that, dancing in front of them halfway naked or fully naked in some cases. I'm sure that it's going on somewhere in the country. We're just not, privy to it, to where we could get it all over the internet, like that. Because at the same time, I'm sure that would probably be, considered child abuse, and probably what most of us would consider indictable offenses, right? Yeah, I mean, just even being at that event and recording that stuff and posting on the internet is probably considered child pornography, or I don't know, something like that. But either way, that's what we're trying to avoid here, right? Target declined to say which items it was removing, but among the ones that garnered the most attention were tuck-friendly women's swimsuits that allow trans women who had not had gender-affirming operations to conceal their private parts, right? So it's not the women, quote-unquote, that we're worried about. Like I said, it's the ones that are in children's sizes, right? Why do you need them in children's sizes? At the same time, it's not like a full-grown man is going to need a child size. To, I mean, if anything, they could just get a women's size small or some shit like that, and it'll probably still be too small for them, right? They probably need a, large women's size, because let's be real, they're men. They don't have a women's body. They don't, they don't fit into those sizes. There's a reason that we have different, sizings in clothes in general, right? Because our bodies are different. These people are fucking insane, right? So, designs by Abpralin, a London-based company that designs and sells occult and satanic-themed LGBTQ clothing and accessories, have also created backlash. So the Pride merchandise has been on sale since early May. Pride Month is held in June. Yeah, no shit. I mean, I would assume that, something that's held in June, they're probably going to start selling the items for it about a month ahead of time, maybe in May. That's probably why this sort of controversy is going on right now. Right? I don't know. That's just my thoughts, right? But Target confirmed that it has moved its Pride merchandise from the front of the stores to the back in some southern stores after confrontations and backlash from shoppers in those areas. All right. So again, by confrontations and backlash, I'm sure they mean that these videos that have been surfacing, all over the internet, like, some of these.
Look at how ridiculous this is. Fucking Target. Pride lights. This is such bullshit. LGBTQ designed sandals for your kids to wear. Naked women on t-shirts. Naked women on t-shirts at Target. Oh, and this might be a trans naked man on a t-shirt.
Target, because I heard that their new Pride collection was out. So let's take a look. This is a special swimsuit. It is invented for tucking. Live, laugh, lesbian. Are they amoebas? These don't even look like people. Queer. This right here. These are baby clothes. They say that grooming isn't happening. Then why are there Pride baby onesies? Trans people will always exist. This is the ugliest shirt I've ever seen. I don't care if you're queer. Why would you wear this? This is ugly. Kids go into a pride parade. You got a little pride skirt for your kid. Super queer. It's like a superpower. Honestly, Target, what is going on? This is pretty disgusting. A whole collection for Pride. The tucking bathing suit, though. This is something new. I have yet to see a bathing suit that is for tucking.
Yeah. That, like I said, they're trying to say that they're not going after children, but clearly, as you could see from that they're clearly going after children, right? So by, like I said, by confrontations and backlash, I'm sure they're talking about stuff like, those videos right there where basically they just point out the fact that, yeah, they are targeting children over here in Target, right? And yeah, that's technically confrontation and backlash from shoppers, because the backlash is going to be that you're going to lose a whole lot of money this, coming up a year or quarter or whatever the fuck, right? So Target's Pride Month collection has also been the subject of several misleading videos in recent weeks, with social media users falsely claiming their retailers are selling tuck-friendly bathing suits designed for kids or in kids' sizes. Well. Turns out I didn't unload all my videos for you guys on the last one, so there's actually this one right here.
We're at Target right now, and there's a lot of controversy going on about all of the Pride stuff that's coming out with kids' clothes and things like that. So we're going to go to the kids section, and we're actually going to see if they're putting weird, creepy, uncomfy stuff on children's clothing. Okay, this is the child section. This is literally the kids section. I'm next to a literal onesie that says whatever the hell that means. We have "Glad You Came Out" and "I'm so happy that you're queer" in the kids section. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, but pride and toddler don't belong in the same sentence. So I found an extra small swimsuit in the child section. It says light binding effect on it. And then the bottoms in the kids section, keep in mind, say tuck friendly construction. They're giving it to your kids. If that doesn't give you a reason to boycott Target, I don't know what does. But this shit's getting out of hand. They're targeting children, whether you like it or not. And it's time that people actually do something about it. Because if they don't, then guess what? That shit won't just be in Target, it'll be in every store, ever.
Oof, right? Yeah. So the move comes as beer brand Bud Light is still grappling with backlash from customers angered by its attempt to broaden its customer base by partnering with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. Bud Light's parent company said it will triple its marketing spending in the U.S. this summer as it tries to restore sales it lost after the brand partnered with the transgender influencer. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this apart real quick. All right, so the first part, so they partnered with Dylan Mulvaney, and it says that they're trying to broaden their customer base, right? So Dylan Mulvaney is a TikTok influencer, right? So they're mainly, targeted after kids, right? That's mainly the people that are on these platforms. That's mainly the people that are being algorithmically, siphoned into these sort of LGBTQ ideologies, right? This whole woke ideology, right? And it's clearly, an infiltration tool by the fucking Chinese Communist Party, blah, 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 all that type shit, right? That's a whole nother video for another time. But either way, clearly the whole transgender Dylan Mulvaney movement is targeted towards kids, right? And the fact that they're partnering with Dylan Mulvaney is really what is at the center of the controversy. The fact that they're trying to broaden their customer base towards Dylan Mulvaney's audience, right? That's children. That's, again, we do not have a problem with LGBTQ. You guys do your thing, shit. I don't give a fuck. You guys live next door. I'll fucking, hey, how's it going, neighbor dude and neighbor dude, whatever. I don't care. You guys do your thing. The only thing that we're asking, keep away from children. Do not target children with this stuff. You guys do your thing. Keep it to your bedroom. Keep it to your fucking, bars, whatever. Do your fucking pride parades, whatever. Just be decent, in public, don't, be out there fucking pushing the envelope, and definitely don't be doing it in front of kids. Don't be allowing kids into your establishments. If you're out there, doing full on, burlesque or even full on, strip shows for the LGBTQ Pride Month, again, simple stuff. Don't go after children. You guys do your thing. Don't go after children, right? All right. So the second part of this, Bud Light's parent company said it will triple its marketing spending in the U.S. this summer as it tries to restore sales it lost after the brand partnered with transgender influencer, right? So it's going to triple its marketing. Dude, all you have to do is just say, we're sorry, this was a mistake. They've tried to soft roll it out saying like, it was one can, blah, blah, blah. It was actually not one can. I mean, there's a whole fucking pack toward Dylan Mulvaney, and at the same time, Dylan Mulvaney more than likely, received money to actually put that video out. Therefore, Dylan Mulvaney was doing, advertising for Bud Light. Therefore, Bud Light partnered with Dylan Mulvaney in a sort of a business transaction, right? Essentially, Bud Light hired Dylan Mulvaney. That's the problem, right? Really, like I said, all they have to do is come out and say that that was a mistake. So, they're just kind of, been issuing, these little soft, statements and stuff, these little fucking patronizing patriotic commercials and stuff like that, and they're not actually just addressing the problem and just disavowing the woke stuff in general. That's all that they need to do. Just say that we disavow wokeness. We made a mistake. We are sorry. It won't happen again. That's all. They got their customer base back. Shit, fucking, we'll be celebrating Bud Light. We'll fucking throw Bud Light parties everywhere, right? But no, they're not going to do that. And at this point, it's probably gone too far. Even if they did come out and disavow it completely tomorrow, I doubt the damage is even reparable at this point, right? And so basically, this is what Target is trying to avoid right here. They know that we're serious when it comes to children. They know that you don't fuck around with children, and that's why they're only removing the stuff that is targeted toward children. Right? They're not taking down the whole pride section, right? I'm definitely not. I'm sure there's still rainbows all over the damn store, right? It's just they're taking down these specific ones that are targeted toward children, right? So basically, that just proves that we're winning. We're making a difference here. We're beating the whole ESG scores and stuff like that, and we just have to continue up with this type of, I don't know, movement, because clearly it's working here, right? So Target and other retailers, including Walmart and H&M, have been expanding their LGBTQ displays to celebrate Pride Month for roughly a decade. This year's transgender issues, including gender-affirming healthcare and participation in sports, have been a divisive topic in state legislatures, and the backlash has turned hostile, right? So don't you see it's funny there how they're trying to drag fucking Walmart and H&M down with them, right? So I mean, it's the frog in the, I mean, it's the crabs in a fucking pot, just pulling each other back down, right? They won't let anybody escape. They're just trying to drag everybody down with them, right? So they're over here trying to throw Walmart and H&M under the bus, yeah, complete fucking insanity, right? But at the same time, we're seeing that we're making a difference, people, right? This is definitely some good shit, man. It's definitely stuff that we've been needing to do for quite a while, right? So the left wing has been a whole kind of collectivist thing, for a long time, and the right have really been kind of a, just, I guess, independent people. We don't really kind of want to rely on everybody so much. Really, the kind of the wing of self-sufficiency or whatever, right? Whereas the left wing is basically the wing of mob mentality and collectivism and stuff like that. So basically, we've kind of shied away from doing things like boycotts, any sort of a collectivist movement type stuff. Really, we basically just been living off of basic strong family moral values and stuff like that. We don't really worry too much about what's going on everywhere else. Clearly that's been the conservative movement for quite some time now. We basically just kind of ignore it and just hopefully we'll win next year, and then we'll do nothing. Yeah, clearly the fact that this has gone so far to the point where they're clearly going after our children, and the fact that, I don't know, they're just bringing about the pure destruction of the United States of America. This is actually starting to make sense to people. It's actually starting to ring more bells to people, and we're starting to realize that we need to come together. We need to actually make collective movements in order to actually make change, right? So anyway, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like this video, share this video out with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, share. Fuck off.